Good morning, class. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another day of math. Today, we are continuing to build on our knowledge of rate and our understanding of rate with a few more problems, okay? So I want you to remember that you have this as your anchor charts that will show you how to find rate. So we want to have a look at that and we can keep that with us. And this page will be helpful for us today too, okay? So you're welcome to have those out with you to remind you of how to find rate. Okay, and we'll be in our textbook today. So take a minute and grab your textbook. We are going to be on page 47, okay? So get that out and we will get started. Okay, we're actually going to start by looking at question number 7, okay? So question number 7 tells us a car can travel 96 kilometers on 8 liters of gas. The rate is, and we're going to have to figure that out, 8 kilometers per liter. So first, how far can the car travel on 15 liters of gas? And second, how much gas will be used if the car travels a distance of 120 kilometers? Okay, so let's start by drawing our line diagram. And you'll see that it actually has it in the textbook for you already in the little thought bubble, but we're going to draw it up here. Okay, we've got our 2 spots. Okay, we have 8 liters at 96 kilometers. Okay, and we're going to start by labeling it for A, which is 15 liters. Okay, and the question mark is for how many kilometers. Okay, so because we have been given 2 values for liters, liters is going to go on this left side of our arrows. Okay, and we've got our first representation being 8 liters to 96 kilometers, okay? And so we know that the first step that we have to do is find the value of what 1 is. And in this case, it's 1 liter, okay? And in order to do that, we have to do our division, 96 over 8, which equals 12 kilometers, okay? So our rate here, as we get to fill this in now, 12 kilometers per liter. Okay, so now that we have that, we can expand it to 15. So we'll put our line for 15 down here. And in order to find the answer, we just do 15 times 12. Okay, which is going to give us 180 kilometers. Okay, so the answer for A, how far can the car travel on 15 liters of gas, is 180 kilometers. Okay, and you see that in order to get there, we had to find the value of 1 liter. Okay, but now we have to look at it in a new way. Okay, so I'm going to erase this part because for question B, it's asking us how much gas will be used if the car travels a distance of 120 kilometers. Okay, so with our line diagram, we have to get rid of 15 because that's from A. And instead of our question mark up here, we have the second value, which is 120 kilometers. And here's where our question mark goes. How far will the car go? Okay, so now because we have 2 values for kilometers, we have to put kilometers on the left. So we've got 96 kilometers is 8 liters. Okay? And we still have to follow the same program where we're finding 1, but this time when we find the value of 1, it's going to be kilometers. So the value of 1 kilometer, and we still have to do the division, is 8 over 96. Okay, which we can simplify down to 1 over 12, okay? And if you want that value is in liters. Okay, so a kilometer is a 1/12 of a liter. Okay, so now we have to find the value of 120. So it goes on the left, and we know that in order to find that, we have to do 1 over 12 times 120. Okay? is going to give us, and here, I'll do the math over here so you can see, because it's going to be 1 times 120, so 120 over 12, over 12, okay? And 12 divided by 12 equals 10 over 1. So our answer is 10 liters, okay? So how much gas will be used if the car travels a distance of 120 kilometers? 10 liters. Okay. So those are the So you have to remember that whichever value you get 2 for in the question, so for example 96 and 120, that's the value that needs to go on the left because that's going to be the determinant of the value of 1. Okay, so for the first question we had to use liters as our value, and for the second question we had to use kilometers as our value on the left. And that's an important thing to keep track of. So let's have a look at that for our next question. Okay, so here it is. This is question number 8 from page 47. A photocopier can print 12 copies in 48 seconds. At this rate, how many copies can it print in 1 minute? Okay, so we got to start in the same place with our line diagram. That'll help us keep track of what we know, okay? And we've got 12, and these are copies in 48 seconds, okay? And it's asking us how many copies can be printed in a minute. Okay, and we want to keep the values the same. So we know that a minute is how many seconds? 60. Okay, so it's asking us for the value of 60 seconds. And again, because we have 2 values for seconds, we're going to put that on the left of our arrow diagrams. So 48 seconds is 12 copies. Okay, and in order to find out how many copies are printed in 60 seconds, we have to find the value of 1, okay? And we do that through division. So we're going to do 12 over 48, which can be simplified into 1 over 4, okay? And that value is for copies. And now that we have that, we can multiply it to find the value of 60. So in order to find the value of 60, we take our new number, which I'm going to keep as a quarter, and we multiply it by 60, okay? Which, here I'll do the math over here again. 1 over 4 times 60 equals 60 over 4, which we have to simplify to be 15, okay? So our answer is 15 copies. Okay, so our printer can print 15 copies in a minute. Okay, I'll write that in orange over here. That's our answer. Okay, and the same program, because we had 2 values for seconds that the question had for us, the seconds went on the left. And in order to find the value in copies for the second value of seconds, we had to find the value of 1, okay? So it's important to keep in mind that you always have to come down to 1 in order to go anywhere from there, right? Okay, so now that we've had a little practice together, it's your turn to do some work, okay? So you got to get your workbook out, and today you're completing exercise 34, okay, which is on page 57 and 58, okay? And I highly encourage you, there's still room for it, to use the line diagram so that you can keep track of what information you have, okay? And then be following the program with the arrows as well, because that's just a good way to represent the information and the math that you're doing. Okay, so as you work on this, please keep those in mind, and you can have a look at your anchor charts to remind you of how to find the answer, and you can also reach out to me if you have any questions, okay?